Dear student, how are you? I am also fine. Thank you very much. Sit down. Dear student, now I am going to take English second paper. Class 6, subject English second paper. Dear student, now I want to discuss about the national anthem. Dear student, national anthem is very important for us. Every student and teacher should participate in national anthem. Have you understood? Dear student, national anthem is a great value. National anthem is a part of education. So, we have to participate in national anthem. Dear student, I am to discuss about the drug. Drug addiction is a great cause for us. Have you understood? Dear student, our society is full of drug addicted persons can do anything. They don't think there is no good sense or bad sense. They don't know what they are doing. Dear student, now I am to discuss about the present situation. Dear student, you all know present situation is very tragedy for us. Not only us, but also all people all over the world. Have you understood? Dear student, at present, we have been suffering from COVID-19. COVID-19 is a great epidemic disease which is spreading all over the country. Have you understood? Dear student, we have to take some measures saving from the COVID-19. Dear student, we have to use mask and we have to maintain safe distance and wash our hands with soap. Have you understood? Dear student, if we be careful about this epidemic disease, we can get rid of COVID-19. So we have to maintain some routes, some activities for protecting us from the COVID-19. Have you understood, dear student? Now I want to discuss about the topics, kinds of sentences. Dear student, today's topic is kinds of sentences. Dear student, if we want to discuss about the kinds of sentences, at first we have to know about the sentence. What is sentence? Dear student, look at the blackboard. What is sentence? What is sentence? Dear student, if you want to discuss about the kinds of sentences, at first we have to discuss about the definition of sentence. What is sentence? Sentence. A sentence is a group of words expressing a complete sense or meaning. Have you understood? Dear student, what is sentence? A sentence is a group of words expressing a complete sense or meaning. Have you understood? Dear student, I want to discuss about the definition of a sentence. Certainly, you all know about the definition of sentence. You have read in the previous class, primary level. So, there you have learned something about the sentence. Dear student, now I am discussing about the kinds of sentences. So at first, what is sentence? A sentence is a group of words expressing a complete sense or meaning. Have you understood? Dear student, look at the blackboard. Corinne is reading a book. Dear student, Corinne is reading a book. It is a sentence. Dear student, there are some characteristics of a sentence. If there is no characteristic in a sentence, it is not a complete sentence. Have you understood? Dear student, Corinne is reading a book. It is a sentence. And there are some characteristics in it, such as a complete sense, logical meaning, and sentence structure according to tense. Have you understood? student, now we learn about the definition of sentence. Now I am to discuss about the characteristic of sentence. Look at the blackboard. Dear student, there are some characteristics of a sentence. If we want to make a sentence, we have to maintain some characteristic. Have you understood? Dear student, there are some characteristics in a sentence. Number one, characteristic of a sentence. Dear student, characteristics of a sentence. There are some characteristics of a sentence, such as number one, a complete sense. Complete sense. Number two, logical meaning, structure according to tense. Right structure, according to tense. Dear student, there are some characteristics of a sentence. If we want to make a sentence, we have to be careful about the characteristic. Characteristic number one, a complete sense. Number two, logical meaning. Number three, right structure according to tense. Dear student, if you want to make a sentence, you have to maintain three characteristics. Have you understood? Dear student, I want to give an example why need the characteristic of a sentence. Look at the blackboard. Butter comes from water. Dear student, butter comes from water. Is it a sentence? Just see. Why it is a sentence or not? Dear student, butter comes from water is present indefinite tense. A structure is okay here. Butter comes from water. It expresses complete sense. There is no doubt. There is still but butter comes from water. There is want logical meaning. So, it's not a sentence. We cannot say complete sentence. Have you understood? Dear student, there is no logical sense, logical meaning. So, it is not a sentence. It will be remain logical meaning in this sentence. Then we can say complete sentence. Whereas here there is no logical meaning here. There is no logical meaning in this sentence. We cannot say complete sentence. Have you understood? Dear student, butter comes from water. Butter is not made of water. If we say butter comes from milk, then we can say butter comes from milk, then we can say it is a complete sentence. Whereas there are some characteristics in it. Butter comes from water, it is present indefinite tense. Here the structure is okay according to tense. Butter comes from water, a structure is okay. Whereas is present indefinite tense. Have you understood? Dear student, butter comes from water. It expresses complete sense. Have you understood? Dear student, butter comes from water. It expresses logical meaning. So, we can say it is a sentence. Have you understood? Dear student, it is a sentence, but it is not a sentence. Whereas there is no logical meaning. Have you understood? Dear student, now I want to discuss about the kinds of sentence. Dear student, we know that sentence is 5 kinds in the sense. Have you understood? Dear student, a sentence is 5 kinds in the sense, such as number 1, assertive, number 2, interrogative, number 3, imperative, number 4, optative, number 5, exclamatory. Have you understood? Dear student, now I am to clear giving an example. So look at the plan. Suppose Dear student, look at the blackboard. Dear student, it is a tree. It is a tree. Suppose it is sentence. It is sentence. And there are several branches of the tree. The branches are number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5. Dear student, first branch assertive, second branch interrogative, third branch imperative, fourth branch operative, fifth branch exclamatory. Dear student, look at the blackboard. Dear student, look at the blackboard. Suppose it's a tree. Suppose sentence is a tree and 5 branches of the tree. First branch assertive sentence, second branch interrogative sentence, third branch imperative sentence, fourth branch operative sentence, fifth branch exclamatory sentence. So sentence is 5 kinds in the sense. Have you understood? Dear student, now I am to discuss about the assertive sentence. Dear student, what is assertive sentence? We have to know about the definition of assertive sentence. Dear student, at first you have to know about the definition of assertive sentence. What is assertive sentence? The assertive sentence, the sentence that gives a statement is called an assertive sentence. Dear student, what is assertive sentence? The sentence that gives a statement is called an assertive sentence. Have you understood? Dear student, assertive sentence to dear student, to refer a statement. Assertive sentence. What is assertive sentence? To refer a statement. Dear student, identification of the assertive sentence in Bangla. How to identify the assertive sentence in Bangla? You have to remember 3 items to identify the assertive sentence in Bangla. Have you understood? Dear student, number 1, to refer a statement, to give a statement, to narrate person or things. Have you understood? Dear student, identification of assertive sentence in English. If you identify the assertive sentence, you have to know identification of assertive sentence in Bangla and identification of assertive sentence in English. Have you understood? Dear student, identification of assertive sentence in English, you have to remember subject is at the beginning of the sentence. Dear student, subject is at the beginning of the sentence. Have you understood? Dear student, subject will remain at the beginning of the sentence and full stop at the end of the sentence. Look at the blackboard. Dear student, he is playing ball in the field. Dear student, here he is subject and it is full stop. So it is an assertive sentence because subject has at the beginning of the sentence and full stop at the end of the sentence. Have you understood? So we can say he is an assertive sentence. Dear students, now I want to discuss about the structures of assertive sentence. The structures of assertive sentences. Assertive sentence. Dear student, we have learned the definition of sentence, classification of sentence, characteristics of sentence. Now I am to discuss about the structures of sentence. Dear student, if we don't know the structure, we cannot make an assertive sentence, because if we want to make an assertive sentence, at first we have to know about the structure of assertive sentence, how to form an assertive sentence, how to make an assertive sentence. So structure is very, very important to make an assertive sentence. Have you understood? Dear student, look at the blackboard. Dear student, assertive sentence is two kinds. Affirmative, number one, affirmative sentence, number two, negative sentence. Dear student, assertive sentence is two kinds. Number one, affirmative sentence. Number two, negative sentence. So we have the structure of assertive sentence, affirmative and negative. Have you understood how to form affirmative sentence and how to form negative sentence? We have to learn. We have to know. Have you understood? Dear student, actually structure is very important to make any sentence. Affirmative sentence, dear student, look at the blackboard. Or number one, affirmative sentence including principal verb. Dear student, affirmative sentence including principal verb. Structure: subject plus verb plus extension. Dear student, here SUB full abbreviation subject, V verb, ext extension, extension. Dear student, SUB subject, V verb, ext extension. Dear student, affirmative sentence including principal verb, subject, verb, extension. Dear student, Karim plays ball. Dear student, Karim here subject place principal verb and ball object or extension. Dear student, now I want to discuss about another structure of assertive sentence. Dear student, affirmative sentence including to be verb. But dear student, certainly you know to be verb. Then I am discussing about the to be verb. To be verb am, is, are, was, were. Have you understood? Dear student, to be verb am, is, are, was, were. Am, is, are, was, were. Dear student, the structure is affirmative sentence including to be verb. Look at the blackboard. Subject plus to be verb plus extension. Dear student, Karim is a good boy. Dear student, Karim is a good boy. It is a sentence. It is an assertive sentence. Karim here, Karim is subject. Is to be verb. But here, main verb. A good boy, complement or extension. extension or complement. Have you understood? Dear student, another structure of another sentence. Affirmative sentence including to have verb. To have verb. Dear student, to have verb. To have verb is have, has, have. Have you understood? Dear student, assertive sentence, affirmative sentence, including to have verb. Look at the blackboard. Dear student, subject plus to have verb plus extension. Have you understood? Dear student, I have a car. Dear student, here I is subject, have to have verb, a cow extension. Have you understood? So it is an asset sentence. Dear student, now I want to discuss about the structure of negative sentence. Dear student, negative sentence, negative sentence including to have verb. Dear student, negative sentence including to have verb. Subject plus to have verb plus extension. Dear student, he has no pen to write with. Dear student, he has no pen to write with. Have you understood? Dear student, he has no pen to write with. Here he is subject, has to have verb. No negative words, pen to write with extension. Have you understood? Dear student, now I want to discuss about the another structure of assertive sentence. Dear student, negative sentence without auxiliary verb. Dear student, negative sentence without auxiliary verb. Subject do not, does not, did not. Principal verb plus extension. Dear student, negative sentence without auxiliary verb. Structure subject plus do not or does not or did not verb plus extension. Dear student, I do not play football in the field. Dear student, negative sentence without auxiliary verb. Subject plus do not or does not or did not plus principal verb plus extension. Dear student, in the present indefinite tense, we have to use do not or does not. In the past indefinite tense, we have to use did not. Have you understood? When you will use did not, you have to take present form of verb after did not. Have you understood? Dear student, I don't play football in the field. Have you understood, dear student? Now, today we have learned something about the kinds of sentence, the definition of sentence, the classification of sentence, the characteristics of sentence, identification of assertive sentence in Bangla, identification of assertive sentence in English, structure of assertive sentence, affirmative and negative. Dear student, now I want to finish here.